You are listening to the B2B Marketing Mindset with Pete Monfre and Bill Lowell. We want to help demystify marketing to reduce risk, drive more and better opportunities, and grow your business. Are you ready to master marketing?
Today, what I want to talk about is, and I promise it's just not going to be complaining, I'm going to give you some tips on how to use LinkedIn to prospect, but first we're going to show how not to do it. Because I am, and you are probably experiencing the same thing. You're just completely bombarded with inane, untargeted, just wildly bad invitations, messages, to the point where my LinkedIn inbox is a wasteland. Okay, just like my email is. I don't know if you remember when email first came around. We all thought, oh my goodness, this is going to just revolutionize the marketing business, right? Well, hence the advent of spam, right? And it's sometimes difficult to get, sometimes good messages, important messages get lost in that mess, and it really decreases the viability of email. In fact, a lot of people are saying that, email, when it comes to marketing and lead generation, is dead, and maybe it is. Now, we get a pretty good response, but there's ways to do this where you can improve your results. And so if you're doing some of the things that you're about to see on my LinkedIn feed, we're just going to randomly pick on some people. If you're doing these things and you're not, and chances are, in fact, chances are, you're not getting any results. I know you're not. If you're just spraying and praying, maybe you're just going for volume. And by the way, this same thing is going on with your phone now. How many of you don't answer your phone because 80% of the phone calls you get are garbage spam? Okay, so they've ruined email, the spammers. They're ruining the telephone, which that one doesn't exactly hurt my feelings, but because I don't like answering the phone anyway. But if you're selling, you're prospecting, these things start to become very big problems if you're trying to do lead generation, okay? If you're prospecting, so all of these people are prospecting using LinkedIn. So I'm going to show you what not to do, beg you to stop doing it, at least to me, and then I'm going to share with you some better ways that you can use LinkedIn to prospect. So let's take a look at this, and I'm just doing this randomly. I mean, literally just open this up, and I haven't previewed these, so and nothing personal, folks. If any of you get to see this podcast, some of you don't care, but I'm sure all of you are very nice people, and you're doing the best you can. But this is extremely ineffective. So I want to thank all the people that I'm going to pick on today, because they're going to teach us some valuable lessons. Okay, so lesson number 1. Include a personal message. Okay, so we've got Kristen Wells. She's the Director of Client Success at Internet Marketing Experience. Now, what's odd is I did look into this one because the photo's professional. There's no message though, and so it's just because I'm doing this program that I looked at it, right? Otherwise, I would just completely skip over that. There's no message at all. I don't know what she wants to connect. Why? I don't know, because maybe marketing is in the title. And it turns out the name of the company is called Internet Marketing Experience, which I think is a strange name. But if you just look at the title under her name, if you just read it, Director of Client Success, okay, I think I know what that is, sort of, at Internet Marketing Experience. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So not bad, Kristen, but boop. Sorry. Going to ignore that. Let's see. What do we got here? We have Alexander Thuma. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Now, Alexander looks kind of like a cartoon or something. So it's kind of let's take a look at this real quick. He's got this strange picture. We're going to talk about photography a little bit and how you present yourself. So he looks like a gladiator. I think he's a gladiator. I don't know. But that doesn't bother me that much. I just thought that was kind of a funny picture. But here's the message. Hi, Pete. I'm Alex, CEO of SaaS Stock, an events and media company specializing in helping SaaS founders scale to 10 million and beyond. Awesome. Why would I care? Am I a SaaS founder? No. We're bringing together 800 SaaS founders, investors, and a whole lot of SaaS in Austin. We got enough SaaS in Austin, by the way. May 31st, blah, blah, blah. It would be great to connect and hopefully meet you there. Okay, great. Why? This gives me no reason to be interested in what's in it for me. I'm not a SaaS company. I don't invest in SaaS companies. Don't work with SaaS companies. This is an example of extremely poor targeting. And what you're going to see is all of these are examples of just absolutely generic, probably bot-driven, spray and pray kind of messaging, okay? And I'll be talking a little bit about a better way, but, terrible targeting, completely irrelevant to me. It is the definition of spam. Goodbye, Alexander. Now, Ashley Berghoff, I thought this was interesting, and I did respond to it, and I'll show you that conversation. So the first message I get is, Hi, hello, Pete. It would be great to connect. Would it? I don't know. For you, maybe. I don't know. For me, I'm not sure, but apparently great. I'm hosting a small group roundtable event soon, and I'd love to invite you to join me if the topic resonates with you. Well, I kind of like panels, and I thought, well, she looks nice. Little picture could use some work, but, it looks like operations manager might be some interest there. So not completely whacked out, right? Let's see if we can expand this a bit. So I responded. I said, it'd be helpful if I knew what the topic might be, right? Seems reasonable, right? Absolutely, Pete. Our executive roundtable events are designed to give you actionable steps for hiring and training an operations pro, and they're a great way to network with a small group of peers. They're completely free, and each event caps at 8 people. So oddly, it's free, but then there's this scarcity element that it caps at 8 people, but it's free. That just, to me, doesn't make any sense. I'll spend some time sharing the actionable steps I've found most useful to create a lot of space for each of you to share your own insights and experiences as well. So apparently, she still hasn't answered the question, right? What is this about, right? And maybe this was an attempt, and a psychological attempt that worked on me, right? To be a little bit mysterious, create some curiosity. And in reality, most people would not even reply to this. I was just kind of curious. I wanted to see what she would say. And she didn't answer the question. And sorry. And also, I just want to talk just for a second about your photograph. Because, if you look at that list of people who want to connect, oh, there's a video. Oh, so this is actually nice. It's the frame that it chose just really isn't good. And so let's go back. I like that. Great job, Ashley. But the picture, it's a lot better than most, but it's not very professional. And so your picture, and the only reason I say that is, look what people have to go on when they see this in their invitation feed. Really, your picture, and we're all human beings, right? We're going to notice that picture. Doesn't matter if you're a man. This guy, look, Rohan, very well dressed. Ashley Berghoff has your name, and then it has a tagline. This is really important. Hers is pretty good. Recruiting U.S.-based fractional operations managers. And apparently this group roundtable is something about operations. But again, it would be much better if you were offering me a spot, or if you were asking me if I was interested, and then you gave me an idea of what it was about. At least then I could make some kind of decision. I took the effort to reply, and I still didn't get an answer. And so, Ashley, sorry. I'm sorry, Ashley. You seem very nice. And I like your video, by the way. So Rohan, Mr. Rohan, hi, Pete. Your name came up on LinkedIn as somebody I should associate with, so I needed to connect and present myself. How about we interface and find ways we could possibly profit from it? Is he hitting on me? I'm not sure. Now, let's go over here. Let's just see. Okay, so he's in Pakistan. There's a language barrier. I love this picture though. Doesn't he look sharp? I don't know what is going on in this background, but hey, it's a nice picture. Helped 20 plus clients grow their businesses, independent contractor, social media marketer, executive assistant. So very strange title here, because 20 plus clients, 20, it's not very many, honestly, dude. And you're an executive assistant, but you helped them grow your business. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. So let's go back. And, the reason I'm criticizing this message is my name came up on LinkedIn as somebody I should associate with. Well, thank you. I think, you and everybody else. No, I'm kidding. He didn't look at my profile. My name didn't come up on his LinkedIn. This is an absolutely generic message. We're going to talk about how to fix that problem, and you're probably not going to like the answer, but these generic messages are just lazy, okay? Why would I care that you need to contact and present yourself? Why do I care? Why would I care? Maybe we could possibly profit from each other. Yeah, I don't think so. And you're out. Cindy, an entrepreneur, business fairy godmother. Oh, that's fun. MLB PAA special advocate. I'm not sure what that is, but let's take a look at the message. It looks like we know some of the same people on LinkedIn. I thought it might be mutually beneficial to add each other to our professional networks, Pete. Let's connect. Okay, not terrible, but also still generic, okay? Because so I know that this is coming from a bot, and what people do is they go to Navigator and they create a list of people who maybe they're connected. They're all first-degree connections, okay? And so then they can send a message to those people's connections, and so the people that were connected in common, and it looks like there are 39 of them in this case. And so you can write this message that, hey, we know some of the same people on LinkedIn. I could send that message to 10,000 people, right? Maybe more, okay? Her picture, awesome. She looks great. It's a very professional shot. And so, that counts, right? And so very, very nice. But again, it's unclear as to what the value would be for me to connect. And so I think that's lesson number one, is you've got to communicate your value right in the first line. Because notice this also, it cuts off how many words? I mean, I could count these characters, but I'm way too lazy. So, I mean, this part right here, crucial. You need to nail it in just a few words, okay? Because a lot of people are never going to see more. And, I do like the fairy godmother thing. Now, let's talk about this. This is kind of a strange internet thing that's going on here. It's a thirst trap, these are called. Okay, I'm 60 years old, so it's a new word for me too. If you don't know what that is, it's usually a woman usually, and they're making very sort of provocative pose, heavily retouched images, and it's just to attract men and get their attention and use their looks to try to I don't know, make some kind of progress, I guess. Now, what's interesting is, again, there's no message here. Okay, so she's invited me to connect. Okay, applications, trainer, top investment advisors with 2 eyes. Okay, she made a typo. It's okay. Everybody makes typos. I am the typo king, so I can relate. But look at this picture. Okay, again, I'm not trying to be mean here. This is not real. Okay, this is not Instagram. This is LinkedIn. Okay, your lashes aren't that big. Your eyes aren't that big. Your skin is not that clean. That is filtered. That's probably from a variety of different social media apps. But if I look a little closer, she has 300 connections, and she hasn't posted anything. She's an investment director, Morgan Stanley Bank. And then let's look, because I'm thinking, well, maybe, I don't know what I'm thinking here. I don't even know why I'm bothering, really. But participate, I mean, none of this has really anything to do with me whatsoever. And so, again, poorly targeted, and we could just do this forever. We're not going to do it for much longer. Hey, Pete, I noticed you're an agency owner as well. Let's connect. Okay, great. I may actually follow up. I'm going to accept that. I don't really know. Again, that's just he just got lucky there. How highly I think of myself, right? He got lucky because Pete, He has the same name as me, so he gets a couple points for that. A nice shot, too. Experienced digital marketer with experience across. And again, this is actually pretty good, and it's hard to tell where LinkedIn's going to cut you off. So again, you really got to nail it, and I think he does. An experienced digital marketer. Okay, all right, I kind of know what he is. Hey, I'm looking to build up my network. With professionals in the digital marketing space. Let's connect if you're open to it. So this is not bad, but I can still tell it's generic because you can search on types of industries. And so you can bring up all these digital marketing agencies and then spam them with a generic message. And so, and this message is all about what Pete wants, not me, this Pete, the other Pete. And so again, I don't care what you want. I don't care that you're looking to build up your network. Okay. It's because I'm just like everybody else. I don't care about you. I care about me. I care about my problems. How are you going to help me solve them? What kind of value are you going to bring me? Okay, we have another message here that doesn't have a message. It's a connection request, doesn't have a message. Another one doesn't have a message. Business development, executive assistant, podcast promotion, video editing. Boy, there's really different things. So I saw we share a few connections here on LinkedIn and was hoping to add you to my network. But again, generic, what's in it does not answer the question, why? Why should I connect with you, Zach? What is in it for me? Hey, Pete, I saw you were interested in lead generation tools and I thought of what might make sense to connect. Okay, well, that's interesting. Now, I don't remember looking at any tools or having any particular interest in lead generation tools, but it's a pretty good bet for a generic message that somebody's going to be interested in lead generation tools. I'm going to bet that this site sage.ai is a lead generation tool. And so you thought it would make sense. But again, I don't know who you are. I don't know what your value is. And I don't really care. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. We believe you are a great fit to apply to our Outstanding Leadership Award, set to be conferred at the More 2.0 conference at Caesars Forum, Las Vegas, 10 to 12 July. Hey, let's schedule a time to talk. So the assumed close, right? Look, dude, first of all, everybody knows about these pay-to-play leadership award, blah, blah, blah. And also you're a floating head. And curiously, you are orange, okay? So you might want to cut back on the Cheetos. Just saying. So let's see if there are any, worth looking at here. And we'll get down to brass tacks here. Help you do better than this. Do better, people. That's what I'm really saying. Thanks for the connect. Oh, so no, this guy I connected with. Looking forward to learning from you. That's very nice. Looking to grow my network with individuals, relative industries, staying up to date. Now, here's the thing. Thanks for the connect. I do not remember sending a connection request to this person. I would have to go look and see, but I certainly don't remember it. And let's see where he is. He's in Canada. So it's very unlikely that happened. So Bradion is starting off with a little white lie. And then he asks a question. He wants to make sure he's staying up to date with modern ideas. Okay, he's looking forward to learning from me. Hey, guess what I do for a living, guys? I sell my knowledge expertise, right? So great. Good for you. A lot of people want to learn from me. A lot more than I can possibly deal with. And so who cares what you want? I'm looking to grow my network. I don't care about your network or what you're trying to do. And I don't care if you're staying up with modern ideas. Any breakthroughs with new tech you are implementing this year? So he ends with a question, trying to get a response. Not going to work. No message. Pete, I came across your profile. Love to connect. Now, this is getting closer, but still doesn't get there. Okay, I came across your profile and would love to connect. Again, generic. If you see a message that could be sent to anyone, it's coming from a bot. Okay, that means low effort, right? Let me just do a couple more. LinkedIn profiles cross paths today. My profile is out there crossing paths with women. I don't know if that's good or bad. My wife would probably say, rein in that LinkedIn profile. Stop crossing paths. I don't even know what that means, honestly. And I saw that we have, probably means you just saw my LinkedIn profile. We have some similar professional interests and a finance background, exclamation point. Now, if you know me, you know that I do not have a finance background. And so that's just kind of funny to me. Would love to add you to my network. And by the way, nowhere on the internet, nowhere on my profile, nowhere does it say anything that I have a finance background. So I'm not sure what to say about this one. It's generic, but specific and completely wrong and not targeted. But you just say have a, I'd love to add you to my network. Good for you. Don't care. If you're open to making new friends on here. So making a new friend. I'm not here to make friends, folks. I'm here to develop relationships with people. All right. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. Hey, Pete, we don't know each other yet, one another yet, but you came up in my research and I thought I'd reach out to you. I'm an investor and I'd love to connect and help you find the hidden value in your business. Check out my quick business valuation tool right here. Ding, 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 Dorian. Very nice. He's very upfront. Doesn't know me. That's okay. I'm an investor. I'd love to connect, help find the hidden value in your business. He's telling me what's in it for me. And then he's got a call to action and actually a link. And so I could very quickly click on that and check that out. And I like what Dorian, I like what you did there. And so I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And so this just goes on. I mean, seriously, there are 90 of these, I think. We have some common interests. So here's the thing about these. They're all just selling. They're selling stuff, okay? This one is kind of funny because, hey, Pete, my colleague Sam came across your agency and I was wondering if you guys have an annual retainer fee or just a monthly retainer. Hey, LinkedIn member, this had a person in here before, and so what they probably did is blocked me, which is fine because I was giving him a hard time. Because how do you come out of the gate asking personal or corporate details about my company? Do we have why would I answer that? That's insane. And then I said, do you mind if I ask you a question? And his response is, sure, shoot, Pete. Maybe not a great word to use. Why? And so my question to him was, why would you like to know? Are you looking for marketing help? Right? Maybe you want to know what our pricing structure is. I don't know, and then here it comes, sales pitch. So we help generate between 15 and 25 qualified monthly appointments per week with C-suite execs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. Do you know how many of these I get in a given week? And so I was asking these questions because I was trying to understand what your lead flow is like. All right, I don't know who you are. All right, why would I share this information with you? Because we don't have a relationship. You see, there's no trust here. There's no relationship. There's no reason for me to share this information with you. There's nothing in that for me, okay? And then I said, yes, I figured it was some weak-ass generic automated crap that leads to an even weaker sales pitch right out of the gate. If this is how you do it, I am not interested. But what I thought was funny about this is he's talking about getting 15 to 25 qualified monthly appointments even per week. So he says monthly and then per week, but with C-suite execs and amps, a little goofiness here, and business owners who can afford your services and understand the actual value of your offering. But look at how he's prospecting, right? Would I want someone like that, repping me? No. Then he's polite. I was kind of, mean to him. And I said, let me give you some free advice. Companies aren't likely to share information about their business with strangers. There's zero value in it for me answering those questions, nor is there any value for me in your sales pitch. Interestingly, you sent a sales pitch before you even answered my question. So pro tip, and let's use this, we'll segue into how you can do this a little better. Send personal message, bring me value first, establish some rapport, see if there's a need, budget, etc. before you pitch your business. Don't use acronyms that nobody knows, and take 5 minutes to learn about the business. So I'm telling you, there's like, I think I have had 90 of these in here this morning, and then if I look in my messages, my message feed, I mean, it's really the same. I mean, it's sales pitch after sales pitch after sales pitch. So how could we do this better? Okay, because this doesn't work. So one, have a real photo. Look like yourself, right? I actually have a little cartoon illustration that my wife created. She's a great illustrator, and that's just part of our corporate ID. But of course, I'm on here every Thursday, so people know what I look like. But have a professional headshot done. This is a professional networking site, right? So people, that your photo, it's such a psychological, it's a powerful psychological thing, right? So, but have a clear title. Like I think I talked about a little bit, that little line underneath your name. It needs to be concise. It needs to get to the point. And I have to say, mea culpa. I don't sometimes meet my own standards either, right? So it's okay. There's no value judgment here. It's just like, this is not something that's going to work. I'm in the business of helping companies do things that do work. Okay, so this doesn't work. So be all about the other person. What do you bring to me? What value? What is it that I don't, for me personally, I don't mind a mild sales pitch, but it can't be the first thing like your first contact with me is trying to sell me something, right? Because remember, the idea here is to create a relationship. What are relationships based on? Mutual value, right? So, and effort, right? You got to put the time in. You got to put the effort in. None of these people put any time in. They're just spraying and they're praying, and they're generic. They're not targeting. And so you need to answer these basic questions and focus on the other person. Some people attempted this by asking questions, but they were still very generic messages. I'll talk about how to get around that in a minute. Be sincere. And some of these were actually pretty sincere, except it was obviously they were generic, so I guess they're not very sincere. Target, right? Target. Like, I'm not a SaaS company. I'm not a financial guy. All right? I could go on, but I won't. Targeting people. And Navigator gives you some great tools to target. So there's just no excuse for this crazy, the very definition of spam is that it's not relevant to the recipient. Let me give you an example. If I got an email that said, you just won a brand new Lamborghini, and let's say it was legit, right? Totally legit. I call them up. We got your keys down here, hey, I'm going to go down there and get my car, right? That's relevant to me, brings me value, in this case, a Lamborghini, right? So if any of you want to give me a Lamborghini, I'll accept your invite. But if there's no value in it, people aren't going to pay attention. And the value has to be to the prospect. Okay, there's no value in your sales pitch. There's no value in sharing with me what you want, right? Because again, people don't care about what you want. They care about themselves, their problems. It'd be much better to say, hey, so the next line in my notes here is do your homework. So let's talk about what it would look like to do this better. And none of these people are going to like this answer because it's a lot more work. Okay, this is all lazy prospecting, right? So if you do your homework, you can go over to my profile and you're going to see a ton of content, right? You're going to see weekly podcasts or going on almost a year of doing this every single week. Maybe you go visit my website, you look at what I post, you find something, some nugget that you can put in your message that tells me that you're sending this specifically to me, that you've done your homework, and if you would like, it's not a terrible sin to go ahead and say, hey, look, this is how we solve. Hey, I really enjoyed that post that you made about XYZ. It so happens that we solve that type of problem, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I know that person did a little bit of homework. I'm going to be very likely to connect with them, and I may even follow up with them if they really nailed a pain point that I have right now, right? Relevancy, right? And so do your homework, okay? So what prospecting on LinkedIn looks like is you're going to put in a lot of time. You still might use Navigator to generate a list of targeted prospects or suspects, really. They're not prospects yet. And then you're going to look up every single one of them with your own little mouse hand, and you're going to read their profile and you're going to dig in. Now, you only need to spend 5 minutes, maybe 10, right? It's not, you don't have to go nuts, but if you can have just a little more personalization than all of these people, okay, you're going to come out ahead. So do your homework. What is it that you can put in your message that tells the person that you care enough to do your homework and that you can engage them on something that you already know is of interest to them and something that's relevant, and now you're off to a very good start, okay? But one connection request or one message does not a relationship make, okay? Relationships take work and time. These shortcuts are not conducive to relationships. And a real relationship it happens over a long period of time. And if you want a relationship with somebody, you need to bring value to them first, right? You need to be out of the gate with, hey, how can I support you? All right. Maybe I can make an introduction. Maybe there's a million ways, but that needs to be your focus. If you're prospecting is all about providing value to the other person, no strings attached. Okay. You're going to get a lot more positive attention that way. And then there's the follow-up and the subsequent calls and the subsequent messages. And it might take 6 months for you to have an actual real relationship with someone. Because LinkedIn, whether you're using it for prospecting or you're using it to find a job or however you're using it, it's just a giant relational database. That's all it is. And it's really all about relationships, right? We call them connections. But just because somebody follows you, if I go to my profile and I have a lot of followers, but I wouldn't say that I've got 4,500 followers, 500 plus connections, but I certainly wouldn't say that these folks are, that I have a relationship with all these people. Many of them I do, but the vast majority I don't, and I really appreciate all of you guys that follow me and enjoy my content. We put out a lot of great content trying to help you do a better job, and I want you to prospect effectively on LinkedIn. And I see someone put a new graphic on my LinkedIn profile. It has a play button. Oh, click to join live. Oh, this must be LinkedIn doing it. I'm not going to click that because I don't know what's going to happen while I'm actually on the podcast. Maybe an insane feedback loop. Oh, I forgot. I wasn't sharing my screen, but I was looking at my own profile just to see how many followers, and I thought that was interesting. And I'm going to leave you with this one last thought, and I'll put some more detail down in the post. First of all, you can follow me to get notifications of the truth about marketing. If you're frustrated with your marketing efforts and you're not sure if they're working, or you have a pretty good hunch or whatever, you need somebody experienced to come in and take a look at it, we can help with that. If you need an overarching marketing plan, that's something that we can help with. That's what we do here. And we also tell you and share with you how do we do it. All right. We're not hiding anything. We're not holding back information. We want to share everything we know so that you can make good decisions. Maybe you can just do this yourself. You don't need us, right? If you have the knowledge, you don't need us, right? This is not rocket science. But there are there's a lot of misinformation out there about marketing. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in marketing. There's a lot of people trying to scam you when it comes to marketing. And a future episode will be actually talking about some of those scams. And so it is my hope that people see this podcast, they get to know us a little bit. Maybe they do their homework a little bit. They can share with me how to bring value. They do their homework. They're relevant to my business. That's a connection I'm probably going to accept. And so prospecting takes time, and it takes energy, and it takes consistent effort and behaviors, right? And there's just no getting around it. It doesn't matter if you have 10,000 followers if none of them are engaged, right? And I wanted to share one more thing. What was it? This is kind of funny. Let me look at my notifications real quick. So I've been getting let me share this because this is just kind of funny. It's funny in sort of an evil way. And it really makes me question whether we can even trust LinkedIn's numbers at all. Like, do I really have 4,500 followers or do I have 10? I don't know, because LinkedIn, here's what I'm talking about. Monfre ACOT appeared in 5,502 searches this week. Now, I get this almost every week, where it's in the thousands and thousands of people are looking up an agency that we owned, decades ago. I can guarantee you that this agency was not influential enough that decades later, 5,000 people a week are searching on this company name. Okay? This is nonsense. LinkedIn, your numbers can't be believed. That's just crazy. I just wanted to share that with you, just because, attribution is a huge issue. And I really don't trust LinkedIn's numbers. When I see something like that, I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to confirm my stats, my numbers, my attribution with other tools and other ways, but I'm certainly not going to believe LinkedIn's numbers. So LinkedIn, if you're listening, what's up? What's up with that, right? Well, I hope this podcast has helped you know what not to do, and maybe how to do things a little bit better. Oh, there's one more thing. People have been asking me about some of this stuff behind me here. Let me show you this. This is a baseball from a Milwaukee Brewers game. My grandfather loved the Brewers, lived in Milwaukee, and after he retired from Falk Corporation, which is a foundry, worked in a foundry almost his whole life, he got his dream job, and I believe he volunteered. He was an usher at Brewer Stadium, right? And so he would occasionally catch a ball, and this is one that my grandfather gave me, that from the Brewers game. So it means something to me. It just looks like a baseball, but it's a pro baseball. And it's from my grandpa, and he just loved it. And when we were kids, he would let us in for free to the baseball games. So that was really wild. We'll talk about that fiddle someday. I don't play it. But anyway, I digress. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week at 11 o'clock Central Time on LinkedIn. And thanks for joining us. Let me know what you think of this episode. It's a little bit rambly, but I hope you enjoyed it. You can put that down in the comments. Happy to answer any questions. If you have questions about how to better use LinkedIn, how to optimize your profile, because step 2, by the way, once you get someone's attention, they're going to go to your profile. And again, if you're not concise, if you're not consistent, that's as far as they're going to get. You're never going to hear from them. You're done. So more to come. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
You've been listening to the B2B Marketing Mindset with Pete Monfre and Bill Lowell. Add to the conversation by commenting, sharing, and liking. And don't forget to subscribe and check out the links in the comments. Learn more at b2bmarketingmindset.com.